Hello everyone and welcome back to the Small Scale Farm Models YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be trying to save this Fiat Agri 11090. So as you can see, it's quite bare bone. We pretty much don't have any original parts bar the cab and the bonnet. We've got a back window, the interior, the steering wheel, the back wheels, the front wheels, the bonnet, and I think we have a side window as well. So what we're going to be trying to do is we're going to be trying to make a nice little yard tractor. So what I've done so far is, this was a black Fiat Agri cab. I cut the sunroof open and I put the sunroof in. If you want a tutorial on how to do that, just feel free to ask in the comments. And also I have cut the sides off the bonnet because I have a 6610 engine and I want to try fit that in under the bonnet to make it look like it has an engine. And then also we're going to put a turbo onto the side of that. I think I got the turbo off Cura 32. Then we're going to be making it 2-wheel drive as well. They're from Perfect 32. Then we might even put the loader brackets onto it to make it look like it has a front loader. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into it. So while we have the wheels on and setting, let's dress the cab. So we have a 6640 New Holland C, which is actually very nice. We're going to put that into the cab, and then we're going to try fit a 11090 steering wheel, which should theoretically go into it, but I'm having trouble getting it in, but that should be alright. Then we have the back window, which I'm going to show you is a little trick on how to get WD-40 off your windows, or get glue off your windows, sorry. Then after that I'll probably call it a day, and then I'll be back tomorrow. So something I like to use to clean glue stains and try to clean up the windows is WD-40. It's actually quite good and surprisingly does a good job at cleaning glue off windows. You can kind of use it on pretty much anything to do with a model if you want to try and make it that small bit better looking. So we're at the next stage now. I've done a small bit of cab detailing. You can just about see it. I've put a size 22 spanner in on the floor. The man in the cab, I upgraded his seat so he has a better ride. And I've put the steering wheel back in as well. And we've also put the beacon on the side of the cab as well. So next we're gonna put front windows in and another side window, but we're gonna keep the doors off because I think that's pretty typical for any Irish feeder tractor to not have doors. That could just be my opinion. So what we're going to work on next is the front grille. That cab's not sitting right. There it is. So we're going to work on the front grille. Well, front bonnet. We're going to put the motor in under the bonnet like that. We're going to spray paint it. We're going to put the fins in as well, and we're going to put the turbo on the side. And then we're going to respray the bonnet as well, and then we're going to put the exhaust coming off the turbo. So we might put an air filter or an air breather coming up through that hole. So that's what's next for the Fiat Agri. So just before we put the engine in, as the engine is painted, we're going to do the windows. So I'm going to show you how you can make an old box that you have laying around with a bit of clear plastic into it, into windows. So I'm going to cut out a section, and then I'm going to measure the windows, and then I'll glue the plastic into place. So the windows are in. As you can see, they are nothing like the original, but for what the tractor is going to be used for, it's kind of realistic. But I done a bit of detail and I put the silver on the work lights, put the beacon on the sunroof. No doors. I like that touch. But what I'm gonna try do is, I have a spare 7840 cab and I have doors for it somewhere. I might try use them doors and take the mirrors off them and use the mirrors on this instead, because I think no doors and mirrors looks a bit better than no doors and no mirrors. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the motor in and we're gonna put our bonnet on like that. So probably the biggest jump in the modification so far. This is pretty much the tractor finished. As you can see, the engine is in and we decided to go for the turbo coming straight up out of the side and then the exhaust coming straight off that. Some people might say that looks stupid because it's a two-wheel drive, but I think it's pretty cool. Then we've the no doors, which is also a nice little touch as well. We've got 7840 mirrors along with the 7840 engine. She has the sunroof open and she has a nice freshly painted and sandblasted wheels to go along with that. So guys, without further ado, let's get a few pictures. So guys, the first scene I decided to set up was a little silage scene. So the hungry 840 Jaguar, currently lifting, filling it into a 2-axle weathered cane classic, and then the Frankenstein 11090 lifting away, pulling like a steam train. Then the last proper scene I've decided to set up is I've put it on the 1-axle cane and feeder, and she's just getting a bit of fresh meat. Just about to go in to the beef cows. So the next scene I set up was an agitating scene. So probably a detail not many of you know, the floor in the shed does come up. Well, the first 3 slats do anyway. So I'm able to put a full agitator down into the hole, so it looks like it's agitating. I don't know about this one now, but the old lad said she'd be well able to take the 3-axle and the 2-axle Brahman. So, what do you think? Do you think he'll get the swing out the gate? That's the important thing. So guys, please do let us know what you think down in the comments of the tractor. And another thing I'm also after finishing behind the scenes is this little 2-axle fully, completely scratch built multi-purpose trailer. You could use it for many things. If you had sides on it and you had a tipping ram, you could haul sand or you could haul anything like that. But here she has no sides, so he's just bringing this lovely quickie front loader back to the yard. But this is just an example of what a pile of parts can look like if you put the time to it. I just had all the parts laying around and I said I'd try my best to make something of them. So please let us know what you think down in the comments. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.